If you ask about the lives of artists, which artist tells you more beautifully than the lives of prophets? Who married whom? Who divorced whom? The man tells you this. But he closed his ears to the invitation of the Prophet. He closed his ears to the book of Allah. Of course, Allah will not guide this man. Do you know the story of Salman al-Farisi, my brothers? Salman al-Farisi. There is a long story of his conversion to Islam in Imam Ahmad's Musnad. But I will summarize the narration in the Musnad for you now. Look how the man found guidance without the Prophet. While he was talking with Ibn Abbas one day, he told his life story to Ibn Abbas. "O Ibn Abbas, I used to live in a Zoroastrian village. My father was the religious leader of that village." Of course, I am telling you directly from the mouth of Salman. May Allah be pleased with him. One day his father said to him, "Son, go and take care of this need of the house." My father loved me so much, he said, he always kept me at home and gave me the task of lighting the fire. So this sacred duty was mine. I went, he says, and saw people doing something in a church. I went inside the church and saw that they were praying. I liked it very much, he says. I liked that they were praying to God and that they were supplicating to God. I stayed with them until evening, listening to their religion. When I came home in the evening, my father was very worried. He sent men after me. His father asked, "Son, where were you?" "Father, today I saw a new religion, and that religion is better than our religion," he said. His father put handcuffs on Salman's feet and imprisoned him in the house. He took the shackles off his feet. Salman sent a message to the church. He says, "Where is this religion practiced most beautifully?" They say, "This religion is practiced beautifully in the Damascus region. If merchants come here from Damascus, be sure to let me know. I want to break my shackles on the very day they are about to set out and go to Damascus with them." When the merchants arrive, they say, "Someone has become a Muslim. His father is a Zoroastrian and wants to escape with you. Let's inform them on the day you set out." Salman breaks his shackles. He comes and goes to the Damascus region with this tribe. In Damascus, he says, "Who is the man who practices this religion most beautifully?" They say, "It is our clergyman in the church." They take Salman with them. He settles with the clergyman in the church. He says, "While I was learning about his religion from him, I swear I saw that he was a very wicked man." Pay attention to this. What kind of nature is this? Because he would tell people to give charity. He wouldn't distribute the goods people brought to the poor. He had his own private treasury. He would hoard this money in his own private treasury. He says, "When I saw this, I didn't like this man at all," he says. "When the man died, I told those who gathered for his funeral, this man was such and such a man. Be aware, he wasn't a good man." They said, "We won't bury him without digging him up, stoning him and hanging him." I took his money and gave it to the church, he says. I also showed them where the treasury was. Another man came, he says, "I have never seen a person who served God as beautifully as him, a person as good as him. I stayed with him and learned my religion," he says. "When death approached him, I said, 'When you die, to whom should I go?' He said, 'By God, I know very few people on earth who follow the religion I follow. There is no one left. Because even the Christians have become corrupt. Go, there is a man in Mosul, go to him." He says, "I went to Mosul." That is, a man who came from Damascus to Mosul under the conditions of that day. "I found that man. So-and-so recommended me to you," he said. "I went to him," he says. "I have never seen a better man than him. I learned my religion from him," he says. "Until death approached him, I said, 'Look, I have benefited a lot from you. So-and-so also recommended you. Do you have anyone to recommend to me?' 'Yes,' he said. 'Go to such and such a place where I have a friend. Go to him.' I went to him. He recounts the same story. When he was dying, I asked him, 'There's a man in the Umriya region, in the Palestine region. Go to him,' he said. Finally, he says, I came to him. I served him too. I learned my religion from him. When he was dying, I said, 'Tell me someone.' He said, 'I don't know anyone who is on the religion I am on today. So I don't know anyone to recommend to you.' He said, 'But there is a prophet who will appear last.' He said, 'He will appear in an Arabian land. I believe that the appearance of that prophet is near. First, he will appear in a dry, arid place. Then he will migrate to another country, one side of which is wet and the other side is covered with date palms.' From that day on, I started asking everyone who went to the Arab region, 'Would you take me there?' I recently found a tribe. They said, 'Okay, we'll take you. I'll serve you.' I said, 'Let me do your work. Just take me there.' On the way, they tied me up and sold me, those treacherous men. They sold me as a slave to a Jew," he says. "The Jew took me and brought me to a region. I keep inquiring, 'Has a prophet appeared? Has a prophet appeared?' One day while I was working in my master's garden, one of the Banu Qurayza, look how Allah brings things together. Wherever Allah will bring guidance from, that is from the Banu Qurayza, that is from the Jews of Medina, visited his uncle's son's garden. He says, may Allah curse these Arabs. God forbid, he is referring to the Prophet. A liar has appeared claiming to be a prophet. I was in the tree. Fever, I started trembling with excitement like a man with malaria. I almost, he says, I was about to fall on my master and kill him. I climbed down from the tree. With great excitement, I said, did a prophet appear? Did a prophet appear? Sir, he slapped me. He says, what does the prophet have to do with you? He said, go and do your work. He said, I went and did my work. Then he says, a cousin bought me. He took me to Medina. I immediately, he says, went to the prophet. Now he says, there were matters that the monk told me about. That prophet doesn't eat charity. He eats gifts. And he has a seal on his back between his shoulder blades. I immediately, he says, went to him. I put something in front of him. I heard, is that you a prophet? I brought you charity, dates. Take them and eat them. The prophet withdrew, he says. He said to his companions, you eat. I will not eat charity. I said, okay, that's one. I found the first one. The next day, he says, this time I brought a gift. He says, I said, you didn't eat yesterday, and I was sad. Today I brought you a gift. He took it and started eating from it. He also fed his companions. I said, oh, that's two. We found the second one. The third day, he says, I went and saw him sitting by a well. I lay down somewhere behind him, waiting for his waist to be exposed or for him to throw off his cloak, so that I could see his back. When the messenger of Allah saw me, he said, he understood that I was watching his back. He threw his cloak to the ground. That is, so that I could see his private parts, his back. I ran and clung to his blessed body. I kissed him, he says. You are the messenger of Allah. I have faith in you. Then he says, of course I am a slave. I'm working and Muslims don't have the means to save him. I couldn't participate in the battle of Badr. I couldn't participate in the battle of Hud. Finally, he says, the Prophet told me, O Salman, go and make an agreement with your master. Write a letter. We will pay your money. He said, when the Muslims became a little richer, he freed me in exchange for 300 date palm trees. Each of the Muslims gave a sapling. We completed 300, took them and planted them. Then, he says, I was freed. My work is won, my brothers. What else can Allah do but guide such a man? You tell me, what else can Allah, who is just and merciful, do but guide a man who has suffered so much to find guidance? 2 streets away, a man says. The lesson at 9 o'clock on Sunday is too early. We only have one Sunday. He should either move the lesson to 12 or to the evening. Now, if this man goes astray, isn't that his right? I mean, guidance has come right to his doorstep. He's counting the hours until 9 or 10. On the other hand, he's traveled the world. He's only seen the light of truth. He hasn't seen the whole thing. He's traveled the world hoping to reach the truth whose light he's seen. Of course, God will guide such a man. Of course, the Quran has reached him. The Prophet's invitation has reached him. He watches movies. He watches TV series. He watches football matches. If you ask him about the lives of artists, he tells you more beautifully than the lives of prophets about which artist married whom, who divorced whom. He knows the names of footballers, who transferred to whom, how much they were transferred for, their own payments, checks, and the economic issues of football teams. But he has closed his ears to the Prophet's invitation. He has closed his ears to God's book. Of course, God will not guide this man. And it is Allah's justice that He does not guide them. So, if a man who strives so hard finds guidance, and a man who watches gossip magazines and TV series all day finds guidance, wouldn't Salman say, "Oh Lord, I wish I had stayed in my father's house, and this guidance had come to me too"? Or Zayd ibn Amr ibn Nufail, Allah is just, my brother, Allah is just. Whoever deserves guidance, Allah has certainly brought guidance to him. And whoever does not deserve guidance, Allah has withheld guidance from him. These are the men who became Muslims in an era when there was no prophet and no book. Millions of people have turned away from Allah's invitation, committing polytheism against Allah Almighty day and night.